Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to cut the cam and crank gears. And first thing we need to do is go over a little bit of math for the gears. So I'll move the engine out of the way. So the plans say that you can purchase these gears. It does give the part numbers for them. If you are not able to cut gears, then you can purchase these gears. There's two manufacturers on here and the part numbers, then a couple of modifications to do to them. We're going to make these gears. So the first thing we'll look at is the pitch. So these are going to be 32 pitch gears. So just to give you an idea of what the pitch is, it's similar to what the pitch would be on a bolt, like a 1/4 inch 20 bolt. So you need equal pitch gears to run together. But to give you a visual of what that looks like, I have got a set of 14.5, which we'll talk about that in a second, 14.5 degree pressure angle. These are diametrical pitch gauges. So the pitch determines what size the tooth is. So just to give you an idea, this is a 4 DP tooth profile, and then as you go larger in number, the teeth get smaller. So for an example, that's a 48 DP tooth profile. So you can see the difference between a 4 and a 48. And we are going to be cutting 32. So that is what a 32 DP tooth will look like. So once we know what the diametrical pitch is, then we need to look at the cutters. So generally speaking, there's 8 different cutters for each diametrical pitch. So you can imagine how many different diametrical pitches are here. And for each one of these, there's going to be at least 8 cutters. So then the cutter, depending on how many teeth that you have, will determine which size cutter you want to use. So a number 1 cutter will cut 135 teeth up to a rack, and a rack being a straight gear, flat gear, like a rack and pinion. A number 2 cutter will cut 55 to 134. A number 3 will cut 35 to 54. A number 4, 26 to 34. A 5, 21 to 25. 6 will cut 17 to 20 teeth. A number 7, 14 to 16. And a number 8 will cut 12 to 13 teeth. So just to give you an idea of what the difference will look like, I've got a number 8 cutter and a number 3 cutter here, and you can look at them and you can see the difference in the tooth profile. So the tooth profile, even within the same pitch, is going to change depending on the size of the gear, depending on the size, how many teeth you have on the gear. So you can see that they're pretty different profiles between the 2 cutters. So as the tooth count changes, the profile changes, which is why you need different cutters for the different teeth count. So for the cam gear, it's 48 teeth, so we need a number 3 cutter, which will cut 35 to 54. Once we figure that out, then we can figure out what OD we need for our blank. So the OD of the gear blank is going to be the number of teeth, 48 in this case, plus 2 divided by our diametrical pitch, which is 32. So we're going to have 48 plus 2 divided by 32. And that gets us 1.563. So we need a blank to start with that's 1.563 on the OD. So we got our cutter, we know which cutter to use, we know what the OD is, we know what the pitch is, we know how many teeth we're going to cut. So the next thing we need to figure out is the depth of cut. And then generally, this is for imperial gears, not metric, but there's typically you'll either see 14.5 degree pressure angle or a 20 degree pressure angle, which we won't get into exactly what the differences are between those two, but most of your more modern cutters that you're going to buy or be able to find is going to be a 20 degree, and then most of the older style gears were 14.5 degree pressure angle. So all the cutters that I have are 14.5 degrees. So for 14.5 degrees, your depth of cut is 2.157 divided by your diametrical pitch, which is 32. So we take 2.157 divided by 32, our depth of cut is going to be 67 thousandths. And sometimes you can actually see that on the cutter. This cutter here tells us 67 thousandths. So we know that's how deep we need to cut the tooth. So the next thing we need to figure out is how many turns or what plates we need to use. So I'm gonna cut this using the dividing head, and we're gonna cut it on, I have a Burke number 4 horizontal mill. So we're gonna use that and the dividing head to cut this. So my dividing head, you need to know how many turns it is for one full revolution. So mine is a 90-to-1 gear ratio. So I need to turn my crank 90 times to make one full revolution. So that means that each turn is going to be 4 degrees. So to figure out how many turns we need to do, if we have 48 teeth, then we take 360 divided by our 48 teeth. We know that we need to turn 7.5 degrees. So for a 90 count, we'll take our 90 and divide by 48. So each turn is going to be 1.875 or 7/8. I don't have an 8-hole plate to go on my dividing head, but I have a 16-hole plate, so we can use the 16-hole plate in this case. So 7/8 is going to be equivalent to 14/16. So we'll make a cut, and then the next turn we'll turn it one full turn, and then we'll turn it 14 out of 16 holes. Make another cut, turn it one full turn, and 14/16 holes, make another cut. Just to confirm our math here, we can take our 1.875 times 4, and that gets us our 7.5 degrees. So similar thing on the cam gear, on the crank gear. Figured out what the OD needs to be, 812. And then if you have part numbers for the gears here, I looked these part numbers up too, and they do give the specs just to confirm that they do match what I come up with on the OD, just as a sanity check. Same pitch, so we need the same pitch just so that the teeth will mesh together. So we got 32 pitch on both. That's going to be 24 teeth, which is going to be 15 degrees. For 24 teeth count, we're going to use a number 5 cutter. That'll cut 21 to 25 teeth. Our depth of cut is going to be the same, 67 thousandths. And then we take our 90, divide by 24 teeth, 3.75 or 3 3/4. So we're going to do 3 turns, and then 3/4 will be 12/16. So we'll go 12/16 holes, 12 out of the 16 holes. Make a cut, then we'll do 3 more turns, and then 12 out of the 16 holes, and make another cut. So just to confirm our math, 3.75 times our 4 is 15 degrees, which is what we need. So I've got a piece of metal here. I didn't have anything that was round for the brass. We're going to cut the cam gear out of brass, and then the crank gear will be out of steel. Typically, it's best to have dissimilar metals running against each other for gears. They don't have to be, but most of the time we'll do brass for one and steel for the other. So we're going to do brass for the cam gear. So I've got a blank here that I've put a 3/8 hole in the middle of, because the cam lobe will get Loctited into here once we get the gear cut. And then that leaves us with our 1/4 inch hole that we have in our cam lobe. So we'll put this on an arbor, put it in a lathe, and then we'll turn it down to our 1.563. And then I've got just a scrap piece of steel here that we'll turn down to our 8/12, and then it does get a shoulder on it, because this shoulder will get Loctited into the end of the flywheel, and then it gets a 5/16 hole in the middle of it to go to ride on the crankshaft. So I got the milling machine set up, so we'll get the blanks turned down, get them set up in the milling machine, and then start cutting the gears. pretty good. I got the gears cut and got them installed. And it's always a lot of opportunities to mess up there, but they mesh good, rotate good. So I got the crank gear Loctited to the flywheel now, and the cam Loctited to the cam gear. So you can see how the rocker arm goes up and down. It's going up, back down. You can see the spring there. So that all fits good, all rotates good clearance on everything. So I think we're ready to move forward. So the next step, that's going to do it for this episode, but next time we're going to start on the valve blocks. So we've got the pieces cut out already. So we'll start drilling the holes, getting those bolted, tapping and getting those bolted together. And then we'll make the valve guides and work on the valves. Thanks for watching.